All right, here we go.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while. Today I got something a little different for you. We all been kind of going through this whole Corona thing. You probably all got the same problem I do. I got 2 kids at home. They got this crazy long summer break. And I'm trying to do anything I can possibly do to get them off the screens and outside. Trying, you know, get old trampolines, trying to get them going again, and just trying to fix the thing. But one of the things I think I kind of always wanted one of these when I was a kid is I wanted to get them a Zipline. We own a couple acres of land right here. There's 2 trees that I found that would be a perfect setup. They're kind of out of the way and stuff like that. But I ended up, I was trying to buy a kit. I couldn't find a kit that was long enough. It's 194 feet is what my Zipline is going to end up being. I couldn't find a kit that was that long. I was actually trying to individually buy all the pieces, but it was actually cheaper just to buy a kit with the shortest amount of cable and buy my own cable and stuff like that. But I'll get into that when I go to the table. But I want to show you the kit that I got and show you some of the stuff that I'm going to use, and hopefully I can get the Zipline up today. It might take me another day or 2, or probably 2 days maybe. I got to build a platform and everything else. Let's look at this kit real quick and see what you guys think. Okay, the kit that I actually got, it's made by Slacker's Zipline kit, and this kit, it comes with, I didn't do an unboxing. This is everything you get in the kit. I'm sure someone may have an unboxing, but it was cheaper for me to buy the kit, and the kit comes with the little trolley with the handlebars on it. It comes with a little seat, and the seat's actually adjustable, so you can make it go up and down to the handlebar depending on how big your kit is. And it comes with the spring brake. The spring brake, it goes on the end, so when you're going down and the trolley will hit like one end, and it'll compress and it'll slow it down. And then it comes with this little piece. This actually wraps around one of the tree. It has some rubber that goes around it that's supposed to help the tree. I'm actually not going to use that. I want to show you an alternative that it may be fine, but I feel better the way I want to do. Of course, there's always instructions. I read the instructions just a little bit, not because I need to know how to install it, but it's the height difference. It all depends, you know, how high do you make this end versus this end. It kind of just gave me a guideline. And so in here, it tells you how many feet. This for a flat one, which is what I'm kind of working with. It tells you how many feet to start out with is the inches. I think that's 12 feet or 11 feet at the top end, and then like 7 feet at the bottom end. But that's only 100 foot. I'm almost going 200 feet. So what I did is I just calculated it's 6 inches per 10 foot. So I just did I had 10 footers to go, and so I added 60 to that. It gives me 194. So my top cable should be right at 15 or 16 feet. Again, I'll do the calculation again before I do it. And that's the end I'm going to have to put a platform on, obviously, or my kids are just going to be like monkeys climbing up the tree. So I'll do that, but that's all I did. I just wanted to get that. That'll give me a good starting point. Of course, I'll test this completely before I send myself or a kid down there. I'll get like some a bucket and rocks or something like that, and just kind of test it all out before I do all that. But anyway, that's it. It comes with the turnbuckle. This gets the last minute adjustment, gets it tight. The last little adjustments, the fine tuning, you could say. The little wrench that came with it, some clamps like that, and this is a safety. What the safety does is you actually loop it from here through here, and it's a safety for this thing, because these things can break. It's not a normal thing to break, but if something's going to break, this is one of the things that may possibly break. So they include a safety on it. I actually will use that cable and this turnbuckle, but like what I was saying is I couldn't find a cable long enough. So they actually provide it's a 70-foot kit. The kit is actually 75 foot because you got to wrap it around the trees like that, but it's a 70-foot kit they sell you. That's 3/16, and that's for 70 feet. So I like to go a little bigger and a little longer. So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting 1/4 inch. It's not a lot bigger, but it's just a little bit bigger, and I got 250 feet of it. So between the kit, it was cheaper to buy the kit than to individually buy this and that and that and this and this and that. It was just cheaper, unless there's a sale going on or whatever. But so I bought that on thing. And one thing I did buy, I had to modify mine, of course. It's called a wire grip. I believe that's what it's called. And what it is you put your wire through here, and it'll pinch it. It'll pinch it and it'll grab it. You can kind of do it just like this. I had to modify mine because this one was too small. So this would be one of the things when I'm ordering this kit, I would go on Amazon and buy a wire grip. So you can hook up to your come along on this end, but a wire grip for your size cable. This one was a lot smaller, but like I said, I had to modify mine. It's not the best setup, but it will do just fine for what I'm doing. Because what's going to happen is you're going to lay this cable out, and that cable gets pretty heavy when you're going across. So you have to get it, take out a lot of the tension out of it, and then you hook it to the turnbuckle, and the turnbuckle is going to take that last minute. It's going to do that fine tuning, but to get it to that point, it's a pretty big job. And I'm going to be doing this by myself. So if you're doing this by yourself, get the wire gripper. Like I said, I think it was called. You can Google those on Amazon. I paid like $45 for mine, but it's because it was local and everything else. I should have just went on Amazon, and I think you can get them for like 25 bucks. But I was trying to get my project knocked out today, so that's what I ended up with. And also just some other random stuff I got. A tape measure. I'm gonna have to measure from the tree up. A little marker. I got some screws. The kit says nails, to use nails to actually hold it up on the back of the tree, but hopefully I'll be able to show you guys all this, because it's going to be interesting to me doing this by myself up in a tree with you guys, so bear with me. So I just got a normal screw gun. You don't have to have this one. These are just regular 3-inch screws. And one of the things that I'm going to do different is this thing goes around the tree, and they put a nice little rubber thing on it, but I just don't think that's the best way, because even if it goes around the tree, it's still going to be always constantly pressure on that tree, and over time, if you never move this cable or whatever, the tree will actually go around it. Because I actually have, it's just like a fence. You ever seen a tree going around a fence or whatever? So I was like, I didn't really like that setup. So what I'm going to do, I got these, this is treated wood that I have laying around. It's a 2x4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay one on the back side. So I guess pretend the tree is right here. I'm going to put one on the back side, one on each side. And then I will screw these into the tree, just one screw. And so when the cable goes and wraps around the tree, it's actually going to go on this board, wrap around the tree, go behind that board, and come over here. So the pressure is going to be on these boards. And to me, it's not going to have that choking effect on the tree. And I have enough to do it on both sides. So that's that's what I'm going to do. I guess we're going to find out if it's going to be good or not. So I guess the only thing to do is I'm going to try to get you guys set up the best I can. I may actually put you on my head, and let's get this cable spun out. I got ladders. You're definitely going to need a ladder. I got 2 ladders actually. You're definitely going to need a ladder, and I'm going to set up the high end first because it's nice and loose. I can loop it around and make it real nice. And it's, like I said, it's going to be like 15, 16 feet in the air, so it'd be easier if I'm not having to do a lot of pressure. But, well, I'm my neighbor. But let's get this set up and let's get it done. All right, so here we are. This is the tree. It's I gotta go, what, 16 feet up there. I think it's actually gonna, you can see it kind of wise right here. I'm gonna go up, and it's probably gonna go that bigger portion. I'm gonna go from here all the way down, almost following the fence line. There's a big tree that I cleaned up here. I did a bunch of tree trimming not too long ago, and I'm gonna clean this all up. So I guess the thing is let me get my ladder. I need to get my tape measure. I need to find out where 16 feet is, because according to that diagram, 6 inches yada yada yada. Here, 196 inches. That's 16 feet. And hopefully while I'm out here I don't get electrocuted. Let's measure down there up to here where 16 feet is gonna fall. It's just gonna be an approximate right now. Whew. Man, we are going to be up there. I don't know if I can go 16 feet. May have to modify it a little bit. I'm gonna go as high as I can. That's 12. That is 13 feet. What is that? What did I say? 13? That's 14 feet. Yeah, but then my tree, you see it gets real thick here and then it kind of just spiderwebs out. So I think I'm going to put it as high as I can on this thick part, and then I'll have to play with the other end. It's supposed to be like 7 feet off the ground. I got a feeling I can play with it a little bit, so let's do that. So now I know we're on this side. Let me go on the back side of this tree because that's where the board's going to go. I'll get down and get the cable and then wrap it around. So I think it's right here. I'm going to go right here with one of them. One, two, three on it. Cable wrap around it. So it is. I have three cables, cable clamps. I'm gonna put this on a tool and I can tighten them down real quick. Come on, don't you rain on me. Roll the cable out. On the back side of this little thing, I'm gonna put a little screw like this. So I run the cable in, the cable going here, and it just prevents it from the cable slipping down. It's like a little cheater thing. The book actually says this. So I'm just gonna do there. Okay. Alright, so we're up in the tree. I'm gonna loop it around, go over that nail up over here. And it explains this in the book too, is you don't want to just right here do your things. It's real tight. You want to make it like a teardrop. You want it, you know, to come down and just real softly and then go around the tree. Rather just say, see the end is down here and the loop is right here and this is on top. That is, I'm pretty sure that's the right way. If I will double check for you guys. If not, I'll redo it, but it's not the other way. You don't want the cable down below and you put the bolts down here. So it's cable on the bottom, the ends on the bottom, the loop goes around it, and that goes there. All right, that's gonna be it. So you'll see when this thing is pulled. Is it on that board over there? I think it is. Got the board over here. Yeah. So when this thing is pulled, I'll have to straighten it out a little bit. Yeah, so when it's pulled, it goes around the tree and it kind of droops in like just like a teardrop, like that. And then I guess let's run the rest of the cable out to the other end. So I'm gonna figure out how much feed I need off of it. I'll wrap it around this tree. This is the tree I'm gonna do. This is a good oak tree down here in Texas. I'm gonna wrap around it. I'm gonna do the same thing I did like there. I wrap around the tree. I'm gonna do those boards on each side. This tree's gonna be nicer because it's rounder. That one was kind of like oblong with, it was kind of weird. So one here, one on the side, and one over here. So I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna give it that teardrop effect. And then I'm gonna put these, I think they're called eye links or something like that. It pretty much, it makes it's a piece of metal, you wrap it around it. I'll show them to you. And I'm gonna put 2 of them on each end, and then I'll hook my my turnbuckle up to it. And then on the other end of the turnbuckle is I'll pull this cable with that stretcher, and I'll pull and get all the way, and then I'll hook in that turnbuckle, and then I'll do all the linking up for like that, and then I'll do the last minute adjustment on the turnbuckle. So let's bring this cable over the last little bit and wrap it around like this. Get up and then get that real nice teardrop. See how it's real nice and smooth. This one's actually a little better than that end, but it's a little easier to work with when you're on the ground. I mean, I'm gonna have to put it higher, but this just gives me an idea. So I think if I cut right here, and remember too, I gotta flip this over, put the little eye link in here, and then the cable. So I'm gonna make it a little longer. That should be plenty length. It'll actually probably, once I do the flipping over the eyes, it's probably going to be more like that. But that's what I'm looking for. So let me go right here. Let me grab this end, and that's where I need to cut. I have bolt cutter somewhere, but like everything, every time you're trying to fight something that you actually need, you can't find it. So, but I have my little, this is just a cutter wheel. So it'll work. But I got safety glasses on, so we're just gonna cut this up real quick and then go from there. Just like that. I think that was actually easier than bolt cutters. But this end was supposed to be 7. I'm gonna put it at 6 foot. I'm not too sure where 6 foot is. I might put it at 7. I can always adjust this. So I want to see where 6 foot is. That's 7 foot right there. Just taper pop right. So there is 7 foot right there. So I guess let's just try. Let's put them boards right there and see what how that's gonna look. I already created the boards. I already got the boards. I put the screws in it. A little screw back here to keep it. So what I gotta do, I gotta wrap this around the tree. It'll eventually be like that, but I need to get it in this turnbuckle first. There. Put the screw back in it. All right, I'll tighten up. So that's what I got. I got that turnbuckle. Of course, you're gonna want to start out with this thing completely out. So I screwed it in about right there where it's just barely sticking through, and barely sticking through. Okay, I'll lay that there, and I'll have to get the trolley, the spring, because you got to thread that on there before you put it up. All right, so I got the trolley. So what you got to do, the trolley goes through first, and you got to make sure you go through both. There's two pulleys here. Go through both pulleys. Go all the way through. Of course, like Christmas lights, it wants to try to get hang up and everything. And okay. So that is a zip line. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to pull out almost all the slack I can, and then I'm going to put on my wire gripper thing I was telling you about. Okay, that's pretty straight right there. Let that across. I'm gonna go get a piece of chain because this is gonna be right here, and I want to be almost in line with it. So I'm gonna get a piece of chain, wrap it up there, so I can do my come along to it, and I'll come along to that wire gripper. It will tighten it up, and then I'll be able to loop it through there. I'll get me one of those eyes and put on there, loop it through there, tighten it all up, make pretty much what I'm gonna do, I'm making one of these just right here while trying to keep this all tension. So let me get that set up for you guys, and let's go from there. All right, so I got my chain. I need to get this chain, put it around. Here if I need to. Loop it there. Hopefully it don't fall off. I'm going to loop it around itself. Here's my come along. I'll have out here. I'm gonna try to guesstimate where I can put. This goes out this far, so about right here with this. I'll put this little stick here, just a little reference point. There's a stick right there. So I need to try to get as much as I can to that stick. I should be able to do that. So So see how that thing goes on there? Mine's modified, of course. But what that allows me to do is I come over here. Oh, cut my finger off. What I'm gonna do is, so now I got it, it's on there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to pull as much cable as I possibly can. See, I can pull it. I can pull the cable loose in this. Because I want to try to get as much as I can, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to get all the way to the end and my come along runs out of room. So I'm trying to get all I can. So that's all I'm doing. It's almost off the ground there. Okay, I think that's gonna be about it. So you can see there's the chain. It goes up here. I need to get the loop up there the best I can. And you can see how it kind of parallel it. This is it. So I can do that. That should be fine. I'm just doing Alright, up we go. I don't know if you can see the wire, but it's gone there. So what that did is, because that's why it's so important to get that little wire gripper. You might do this without it, but I'm telling you, that is so worth it. So now it's in line, and I've never done this before, so I'm trying to just go off site. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and just kind of grab this cable and see how low. See, I mean, when you get a person on it, it's going to go down, down, down. So it's going to be really, really tight. It's going to, I got a feeling it's going to look real tight. But once, like I say, once you put body weight on it, it's going to, and I just tighten it up. That's, now I need to go down here and check and see if it properly grabbed that tree down here, because if not, then I'm gonna have to let the slack all back out. I should have did this before. It's wrapped around the board. It actually came off my little screw, but that's fine. Where it's sitting in it is beautiful. So there it goes. It's resting on the boards. I can live with that. Let me jump up here. And here's me, I'm on it. Yeah, it's gonna go way down. I want to tighten up just a little bit more. So we get 3 clamps. I'm gonna take this little thing off. So there's the eye. Get it on there. close as you can to it. I hope that's going to be enough. Hope I can. See, I got a little loose right here, but I try to get as much as I could, but I don't know. If it don't work, I guess I'll redo it. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to redo it anyway. I don't know if this is the right. You know, I don't know if this end is too short and needs to go up higher or what, and of course I got to put weight on it, see what it does. Nothing else. That's why the extra of this, I'm not cutting that until I'm 100%. Alrighty, turnbuckle looks good. I'll put that safety on once I get everything where I like it. I'll put the safety on. The safety goes between this eye and through those eyes, and then it has more clamps. I'm gonna leave this thing just right there. All right, so it is now fully on the thing. That might work. Oh, there it is. I think that might just work. Like I said, here's the spring. The spring is gonna go all the way back to there. Like I said, I'm not cutting the excess yet. I may cut it, but I'm gonna put so much extra slack on it. But and here's this little guy. See, I'm probably gonna be. I'm right here. Yeah, see, I'm on the ground here. So I can already tell you this sucker's gonna have to go higher. And see, I can hold it from here. I'm gonna have to go high. Let's go like that. I'll have to just keep going until I feel where it should be. All right, I tightened it up pretty good. Getting really tight. I'm trying to get it where I can actually make it to the end, but then I'm gonna have to test it with my kids. All right, so here I am. While I'm up here, I'm gonna make sure everything's good. Wrap around that tree good, wrap around that good. These things look really good. So the first pass. So right here. All right, here we go. That was close. I'm getting closer. Let me tighten her up some more. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So I'm gonna go get a wrench, because these the locker washers. I'm gonna go get that little piece of cable, go from eye to eye, and cinch that all up. I'm gonna do another test ride on it, and then go from there. And this is the safety wire. This is a a wire that protects, just in case this turnbuckle fails, the whole thing won't come down. So I think I got it where I want it. I feel happy with it, so I'm going to go ahead and install it. And so what you do is, you don't do it through here, do it through the eye, and that goes to the cable, and go around and go through the other eyes, and that gets both eyes trapped there. And what you're going to do, you're going to take as much of the cable out of it as you can, and then you're going to put clamps on it. Alright, well, safety's on there. Those are all on there. One more test try. Alright, here we go. Well, I don't bottom out. That's a good thing. That is going to be probably what all I'm going to do today is that portion. The next day, the next day I'm able to come out here, I'm going to build a platform down there. I want a way where the kids can safely get up there. I put little rails on the side and stuff like that. And I may have to put like a little step stool up there for my youngest son, and then once he gets a little bit taller, then I can just take that out. But no, it wasn't too bad. Hopefully it helped you guys out in doing this. This is my first time I've ever done a zip line, but I did a bunch of research and stuff like that on it. But all right, well, that's done for the day. See what tomorrow brings. All right, guys, we're back today. I did a little bit of testing this morning, and what I had to end up doing, I had to lower the lowest end of the zip line, and it wasn't too bad. All I had to do is I took the safety off, and all I did was I unscrewed. No, I'm lying here. I got my come along. I was hooked up to that chain, and then, you know, it's I hooked up here and I hooked it up to the wire. So I moved this all the way down, I hooked it to the wire, I pulled it real nice and tight, then I came over here and then I loosened this. And what that did, it allowed a lot of slack to happen right here. And then once I had all the slack, it loosened up around the tree, and then I unscrewed those boards. They were like up here, I think, and I moved them down a little bit. Because before, it's supposed to be 16 feet on the other end, but it turned out to be like 13 and a half, something like that. So I knew I was going to be a little high over here. Well, I figured I was going to be high, but that's what it turned out. So I did that. I loosened it all up. I lowered my blocks, reset all that. And then I connected it back up. There is a little difference in this tree. It leans a little bit. So I still had the tension. The long wire was still nice and tight because of that cable puller. And I undid these. And I took all the slack out of the best I could. I tightened those up, and this was completely loose. When I did untighten that, I unscrewed it all the way to the ends. What that does, it gives me the maximum amount of pull I can do. So when I did it all the way, I took all the slack out on this guy, re-tightened those all up, and then I just tightened this thing back up. And I got that sucker, it's pretty tight now. I threw my oldest son on it, and he can make it. If I drag him all the way to the top, and without any extra push or anything like that, he makes it all the way to the end. So I'm right on perfect. My youngest, he can't make it all the way. Just he don't weigh enough, so it's just something he's just going to grow into. But anyways, I put it all back in there. Make sure you do these locker nuts. You get a wrench on it like that, and you tighten down, and it prevents this from backing out. Alright guys, that's going to be part one of the DIY, I guess semi-DIY zip line. I did use the kit. I only used probably about half the kit really, but at the time it was cheaper for me to do that. But you guys can definitely search online, and you might can actually just get part all out if you have a span as long as I do. If you have a span less than 120 feet, the kit is probably definitely your cheapest thing, but being almost 200 feet, that didn't work out for me. But anyways, I hope this guy helped. I hope this video helped you guys out in any way. And if you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below. But look on for part 2. Part 2, I'm actually going to build the platform now that I have the zipline where I want it, because I had to do some adjustments like that. But now I got it where I want it. I'm going to build like a triangle platform up there. I want to build handrails and steps and all that. I want my kids to be able to get up there and their friends to get up there and have like a stable, safe platform. So hopefully they won't be scared. And then I'll probably end up building some steps that I can put backwards so they can, the littler kids can get up higher and stuff like that. It just makes it a little easier when they're getting on the little trolley system and they can actually go down it and shouldn't need any help. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. But if you can, please like, subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Always leave comments if you can. And like I said, if you want to see the platform, part 2 will be coming out shortly. Alright guys, and always remember, if you never start it, you'll never get finished.